Unless there are any objections, the same is hereby approved and adopted. The clerk of court will now please read and call the case before this impeachment court.
Case number 004-2026 in the matter of impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte.
Appearances.
Good afternoon, Your Honors. Same appearance for the prosecution. We are ready, Your Honor.
Noted. Appearances for the respondent.
Good morning, Your Honor. Same appearances for the defense.
Is the prosecution ready to call its first witness?
Yes, Your Honor. However, the prosecution have few concerns which it wanted to raise before the Honorable Impeachment Court. So may I request, Your Honor, that the Honorable Counsel for the Prosecutor, Lorna P. Capunan, be recognized, Your Honor.
Before recognizing the counsel for the prosecutor, ma'am, upo muna kayo. Chair would like to recognize first Senator Judge Lacson. What is the pleasure of the Honorable Lacson?
It's a point of inquiry, Mr.
You may proceed, sir.
Yes, Mr. Senate President, Mr. Presiding Officer, Your Honors, just so it will be clear to our fellow Senator judges, as well as the panel of prosecutors, the defense team, and the public in general, yesterday after your election as Presiding Officer, you delivered your opening statement, portions of which I will either quote or paraphrase as follows. You stated, the Constitution states that conviction can only happen with the concurrence of 2/3 of all members of the Senate. And then you continued, with 24 members of the Senate, a literal interpretation of this means that conviction requires the affirmative vote of at least 16 senator judges. However, you also made it clear that, and I quote, those who disagree have the right to go about it through a legal challenge and sue the Supreme Court by virtue of its power of judicial review, render a different ruling on this question. The impeachment court shall faithfully abide by that ruling. Unquote. My point of inquiry, Mr. President, Mr. Presiding Officer, is this portion of your opening statement a matter of legal opinion on your part as Presiding Officer, or does it constitute a ruling by the impeachment court? If the response is, it is the latter, does this mean that this court, through the Presiding Officer, has raised the level of discourse to a justiciable issue or a dispute that the Supreme Court may have legal authority to settle and resolve? In case either one or both panels in front of us decide to exercise their right to challenge the said ruling, should they deem it as a grave abuse of discretion by this court? I submit, Your Honor.
The response of the presiding officer is in the affirmative. In fact, the journal that we just approved contains a similar inquiry by Senator Judge Cayetano yesterday when he inquired if it was the position and ruling of the presiding officer, and the presiding officer answered in the affirmative. So to clarify, yes, I believe it may be considered already as a justiciable controversy, although it is not for us to dictate that but the courts, given that it is a ruling of the chair not objected to nor appealed by any member of this court, and therefore stands.
Thank you for the clarification, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Senator Judge Lacson. Senator Judge Cayetano, what is your pleasure, sir?
Sir President, Presiding Officer, may I just further clarify this?
You may proceed, sir.
Yes. I confirm that yesterday we heard the same thing, and when the transcripts come out, of course, then it will be available to everyone. Basically, yesterday I clarified whether that was the opinion of the elected presiding officer, and of course without any offense to my brother and friend Senator Escudero, we have a continuing objection. I asked him whether this was already a ruling of the court, because if it's the ruling of the court, then as a threshold issue, we will have no further questions. Section 22 our Article 22 of our rule says that all orders, decisions may be acted upon without objection, or if objection is heard, the orders and decisions shall be voted on without debate by ayes and nays, which shall be entered in the record. Subject, however, to operation of Rule 6, and Rule 6 speaks of whether the presiding officer will rule on relevance, admissibility, and giving any movement 2 minutes. So I may also correct that yesterday I was not allowed to, when I objected to Senator
So welcome back
Lacson, I should have been given
sa
10
ating
minutes
live
in accordance with
reaction.
Section 22. But
No?
I do admit that
At
before that, in
panoorin natin
the
itong
point of order, Senate
Dito.
President Gatchalian was liberal in
impeachment
allowing us to
trial
explain.
ni
Anyway,
VP
everything has been explained
Sara,
yesterday as
30.
part as the constitutional issue of the presiding officer, and since you allowed us to submit in writing, we will do so. But just on this point of the
So,
threshold issue of
umaga,
two-thirds
no?
of all
Madaling araw
members,
na.
there is actually a pending case in
Tanghali,
Supreme Court
hapon,
entitled
at
Cayetano
gabi,
versus
mga kabayan.
Aquino.
Kahit
As
saan
myself and my
sulok
seatmate,
ng
Senator
Pilipinas.
Aquino, we talked, but we're not talking about the
At ang
case.
ating
So
matunghayan,
actually, you're correct, Senator Lacson, that
Ang
anyone can
impeachment
go
trial.
on this issue itself. And I
So,
just like to
nangyari
make sure
ito
today and
kahapon,
further
mga
clarify that
kabayan,
there's no
ng
objections
alas
that
2
as of today, the stand of the
hanggang alas 6 ng hapon.
impeachment court is that of all members means that as long as you're still a member, so meaning when are you not a member anymore? When you die,
Good morning dito
when
at
you are
good
removed,
morning
by
dyan
finality,
mga
uh,
viewers nating nanood.
and when you resign. No?
Good morning,
Otherwise,
good
you
morning.
are still a member, so you are still counted. And it is in that spirit that we asked and we're preparing maybe a memoranda for all members
At
to allow
lalo na
Senator
sa ibang
Marcoleta and
bansa,
Senator Jinggoy, since
with
they
the
are going to
other
have a vote.
country.
And
Good
if they are not
morning
allowed to vote, then that will be counted as a vote for
in the
acquittal.
Philippines.
And that might be favorable to the defense rather than a part of giving a fair trial. So
Panoorin
all I
natin
wanted
itong
to clarify
nangyari
today, Mr.
kahapon, mga
President, is that
kabayan.
we will continue to
Dito.
thresh out if there are any
Pangalawang
constitutional
araw ng
issues. But as of today, it is very clear that as a court, we have decided that 2/3 of 24, there are 24 members of the Senate today. 20 are present here today, but there are still 24 members, and 16 ang number of senators needed to convict on any of the articles, Mr. President. Mr. Presiding Officer, thank you.
What is the pleasure of Senator Judge Pangilinan?
21 na
Sa
pala.
halip na
Thank you,
24 senators,
Mr. Presiding
so
Officer,
dapat
Mr. Senate
kailangan
President, just to
makakuha ng
place on
boto
record
dito
that
ng
I
16.
would like to clarify that the ruling of the chair of 16 is as to the issue of whether the threshold number of conviction. The matter of whether or not Senators Marcoleta and Senator Estrada should be participating in the process of the trial is another matter that we will have to discuss perhaps in camera or on the floor at a later date, Mr. President.
Noted. If there are no other Senator Judge who wishes to make a manifestation, the lead prosecutor, Representative Luis is once again recognized. What was your earlier manifestation and motion, ma'am?
Your Honor, we respectfully reiterate our request that counsel for the panel of prosecutors, Attorney Lorna Capunan, be recognized.
Counsel for the panel of prosecutors, Attorney Lorna Capunan, is recognized. Will you be the one to present your first witness, ma'am?
Recognize.
Good afternoon, Your Honors, Senate President, Presiding Justice. I do have manifestation. Well, in direct answer to the query of the presiding Senator Judge, I am not presenting the witness today. But I would like, with your permission, Your Honors, to manifest a query that we request be addressed by this honorable court, presiding judge, to the defense.
The lady may proceed.
We are informed, and in fact, we have seen an interview conducted in the Senate premises on the Vice President herself. And she had been quoted as saying that she is expecting a bloodbath and a bludgeoning, but she will not. Her head may be blooded but unbowed. My respectful query, Your Honors, please, which could be directed to the defense counsels, is if the Vice President is in the premises, does she intend to appear personally before this impeachment court? And that is preliminary to another manifestation that I would like to make. Your
Kindly proceed with your next one, Counsel. Because the chair is not yet sure if it will even address this to the Council for Respondents or will simply answer the query of the Council for Respondents.
This is relevant to the presentation that we will be making this afternoon, Your Honors. This court will recall your own statements, Mr. Presiding Judge, that on Tuesdays, every Tuesday of every week, that the prosecution must indicate who the witnesses they intend to present before this court will be. This is to enable the impeachment court to issue, when appropriate, and if deemed necessary, a subpoena for such witness. And that is my query this afternoon, because an end presentation of witness on the first article that we will be presenting, which is grave threats and acts of sedition, Your Honor. One of the key witnesses, hostile, albeit hostile, would be the Vice President. And therefore, if we can inquire if it is her intention to again appear in the premises of the Senate, because we are already respectfully informing this honorable court that we will manifest that we will have a written request for her presence in connection with this article on grave threats, Your Honor. That is the relevancy of my manifestation.
The chair would like to rule on the manifestation and request of the Council for Prosecutors instead of throwing the question to the Council for Respondents, for the simple reason that I do not want the parties to engage in a debate before this court. You can very well do that with the presentation of your witness through direct and cross-examination, redirect and recross. To answer, the impeachment rules do not mandate nor require the respondent to attend any hearing or trial of the impeachment court. Whether she was in the building earlier or arrived after, it is totally up to the respondent, because from the point of view of the court, she is represented in this court through her counsel already. Should the counsel for the prosecutors desire to call the respondent herself, the court will act on that motion and request once it is made and or filed, and need not make a ruling at this point in time. Because of course, when that motion is made, we will ask the counsel for respondent to make a comment and or reply.
Thank you, Sir Presiding Judge, Justice, Senator Judge. We yield to the wisdom of your decision.
Thank you, ma'am.
With that, we will reserve the right. We are not waiving the right to do call her at the appropriate time and to do file the appropriate request for subpoena ducis tecum and subpoena testificandum. For that, on that matter, Your Honor, I have no further questions and would like to turn over the floor to our lead public prosecutor.
Thank you, Counsel
you, Your
for
Honor.
Prosecutors, Attorney Lorna Capunan, for your remarks, which are duly noted. Yes, the lead prosecutor is recognized.
Your Honor, as manifested yesterday, the articles of impeachment is divided into 4 teams, and I would like to turn over to the head prosecutor of Article 4, that is threat, the Honorable Lawrence Defensor. May I request that he be recognized, Your Honor.
The member of the panel of prosecutors, Congressman the Honorable Lawrence Defensor, is recognized for his introduction of Article 4, I presume.
Thank you so much, Mr. Presiding Officer, may I be allowed to make a manifestation to introduce Article 4?
Before you proceed, Senator Judge Cayetano is recognized.
Before that, I ask for your indulgence from the prosecution and the defense. There are certain issues that we are more than willing to listen to the debate here. I'm speaking for myself, but I think for also other senator judges, and of course will give us much leeway. But there are certain issues that we also need time to study. So if we look at our rules of impeachment, supplementary kasi yung rules of court. And the difference between asking the accused to take the stand and asking someone who's not the
Good
accused,
morning, Sylvia.
but we may say something that is incriminatory. There's a wide difference. So the accused, under the rules of court, hindi mo pwedeng i-force to take the stand. Pero yung hindi accused, they have to take the stand
Ronel,
and wait for the
Dilaw,
question.
Gabon, Sid, hi.
And
Good
then they can
morning.
claim
Good
the right
morning,
against
Rita. Good morning, mga kababayan.
incrimination. But it could
Mga
be argued
kababayan natin,
that this
sir.
isn't exactly a criminal court and a criminal offense. It's an impeachment court. So if it pleases the court or if the prosecution is sure to ask for the subpoena, may I propose, Sir Presiding Officer, that both sides give us a memoranda in advance so that we can also do our part and study rather than spend much more time during the debates, because I'd really like to study that issue also. Thank you, and sorry for the interruption, Congressman.
Noted, Senator Cayetano. However, it is premature at this time. We will do what we did with respect to the motion for the issuance of subpoena at testificandum and tecum in regard to the bank accounts of the spouses Duterte and CARPIO, as well as the AMLC records. We require the parties to submit a memoranda, and we will be scheduling it for oral arguments by the parties. If that is the desire of the Honorable Senator Judge Cayetano, we will do the same with respect to this once the motion has been filed formally by the panel of prosecutors. The Honorable Defensor is recognized. You may proceed, sir.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. Honorable Senator Judges, noong 22 ng Hunyo 2026, nagulat at nagdalamhati ang buong bansa sa pamamaril sa isang paaralan. Sorry, excuse me. Your Honor, may I be allowed to finish my manifestation? I will not disrespect and interrupt the defense counsel.
Yes, but before
once he
that,
has started.
there's no disrespect.
Counsel for respondent is recognized.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, this is improper. The improper for trial. Manifestation. This is not a manifestation proper for court procedure. This is instead them telling a story. This is a narration by the prosecution, which is not allowed. This is not allowed by any rule in any court. So what
May I be allowed
what is
to reply?
proper is that they present their first witness, and
We will be
ready.
presenting our witness, Your Honor. However, please allow us to freely advocate our position,
That's why Your Honor,
including the defense when it's their turn. We will not
Counsel
object to the
respondent,
same.
kindly let him finish.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you so much, Your Honor.
To respond to you. Yes, you were saying.
Thank you, Honorable Senator Judges. Noong ikadalawampung dalawa ng
Honorable Defensor, kindly finish your reply to the
Thank you, Your Honor.
objection of
I will
counsel
proceed.
for respondent.
allow us to freely advocate our positions through the proper and respectful discourse. This is not prohibited under the rules. In fact, the court has declared that yesterday, the rules will not comply with the strict procedures of a judicial proceeding. Each article is a separate complaint, and it will be the proper guidance for the senator judges, lalo na po sa ating mga kapwa Pilipino na nanonood, para mas lalo nilang maunawaan ang ipipresenta naming ebidensya. The impeachment is a sui generis. Sui generis dahil kakaiba ito, hindi ito judicial, administrative, o civil o criminal proceeding. Hayaan niyo po kaming magbigyan ng 5 minuto para mailatag namin kung paano namin maipresenta at ang basihan namin sa pagpresenta ng aming ebidensya.
Your Honor, may I respond?
The presiding officer, sir,
Tama.
rule.
Tama.
although indeed we will interpret the rules liberally, and although indeed this is a sui generis proceeding, neither will we allow any dilatory moves and or tactics, and I will bind and hold you to your 5 minutes, Honorable Defensor.
Absolutely,
And you
Your
will
Honor.
Tama,
clock it.
Honorable.
Your Honor,
We will
Defensor.
afford the same opportunity
Sabi
to
ni
the Council
Chief.
for Respondents when their turn arrives.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I proceed, Your Honor?
You may proceed.
Honorable Senator Judges, noong ika-22 ng Hunyo 2026, nagulat at nagdalamhati ang buong bansa sa pamamaril sa isang paaralan sa Tacloban City na ikinasawi ng 3 batang mag-aaral at ikinasugat na marami pang iba. Ang mga salarin, mga minor de edad, sa kabila ng kanilang murang edad, agad na kumilos ang mga otoridad upang ipatupad ang mga umiiral na batas. Ang mensahe ay malinaw. Ang pagpigiging bata ay hindi nangangahulugang walang pananagutan. Ang pananagutan ay umiiral, bagamat iba ang paraan ng pagpapatupad nito sa ilalim ng batas. Kamakailan, isang pasahero ang inaresto sa airport at kinasuhan matapos itong magbiro na may bomba sa kanyang bagahe dahil mahigpit na ipinapatupad ng mga otoridad ang patakarang zero tolerance policy sa anumang pagbabanggit ng bomba o anumang pampasabog. Sa isang hiwalay na pangyayari noong Mayo 2020, isang public school teacher ang inaresto, pinusasan at kinasuhan ng NBI sa Zambales matapos magbiro na magbibigay ng pabuya sa sinumang papatay sa presidente ng Republika. Ano ang prinsipyo dito? Ang pananagutan ay pinapairal sa lahat. Bata man o matanda, nasa laylayan man o nasa katungkulan. The prosecution comes before you today to present evidence for Article 4, establishing that Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte committed acts that betrayed the public trust, committed culpable violation of the Constitution, committed high crimes in publicly admitting through a live broadcast that she contracted someone to assassinate the President, the First Lady, and the former House Speaker. We acknowledge the burden of this trial on the senator judges as well as the Filipino people. But it is a duty that we must discharge together, lest the public come to believe that threatening public officials and fostering a culture of impunity are conduct that may be tolerated or condoned, especially coming from the second highest official of the land. Ang mga kilos at salita ng Vice Presidente ay hindi dapat ituring na simpleng krimen sa ilalim ng batas, kundi tuwirang paglabag sa saligang batas. Kaya ang paglilitis na ito ay mahalagang mekanismong itinakda upang tiyakin na ang kapangyarihan ay laging may kaakibat na pananagutan. Accountability must apply to all or none at all. At the heart of this impeachment proceeding lies a fundamental question para sa ating lahat. Can we continue to entrust one of the highest constitutional offices to a public official who on multiple occasions purposely and willfully and repeatedly resorted to threats of violence against the very
More
institutions
thumbs up tayo,
that
mga
she swore to
kababayan.
uphold and protect? The evidence presented in this article are not just derived from testimonies and authenticated documents, but from the Vice President's own words, own conduct, her very own public admissions. Her words were neither accidental nor taken out of context. They were uttered publicly with the intention to be taken seriously. Huwag kang mag-alala, ma'am, sa security ko. Kasi may kinausap na ako na tao. At sinabi ko sa kanya na kapag pinatay ako, patayin mo si BBM, Your Honor, si Lisa Marcos, si Martin Romualdez. No joke. No joke. What makes these threats especially sinister is that they do not come from an ordinary citizen,
but from the Vice President herself, an official who under the Constitution stands to succeed the President of the Republic. Such statements carry a gravity far from the exercise of one's freedom of expression. They strike at the very heart of government. This is especially significant given that she has publicly declared her intention to run for president in the next election. What values do we expect from those who occupy the highest office in the land? Delicadeza, palabra de honor, integrity, and loyalty to your oath of office. These are not outdated ideals. They are the foundations of honorable public office. Maraming salamat po, Your Honors.
The remarks of the gentleman are duly noted. However, Chair would like to inform and instruct the senator judges that the statement and manifestation made by the Honorable Defensor should not in any way be taken as evidentiary because it was merely a manifestation cum introduction of the fourth article of impeachment. Any evidence to be presented proving the fourth article of impeachment should be done through a witness under oath, duly subscribed and subjected to direct and cross-examination. Call your first witness,
Your Honor, may I be allowed also to, Your Honor, we move to strike that opening statement. It's improper for trial. It is not evidentiary in nature. And it only provides conclusions of fact and law. Most of it is irrelevant. And fact of the matter is, the prosecution should
Nagkasabon na ba
not
mga kabayan?
present
Nagkasabon.
should present evidence and not manifest
Sabunan sa
in this
Senado.
improper manner.
May I be recognized, Your Honor? No need. Motion is denied. Let it remain in the records and as instructed by the chair for the senator judges not to consider, deem whatever statements were given by the Honorable Defensor as evidentiary in any way, shape, size, or form. Again, counsel, call your first witness.
Your Honor, may I request permission to recognize counsel for the panel of prosecutors, Attorney Virgil Ligutan, to conduct the examination of our first witness. Your Honor, he will be under the direct
Counsel
suspension and
for
control
respondent, what is your pleasure?
of the panel of prosecutors. Could register my continuing objection to the opening statement by the prosecution.
Well, I don't think he'll do it again, but nevertheless, so noted.
Thank you. Your Honor, may I request that Attorney Virgil Ligutan be recognized to conduct the examination of our first witness.
Counsel for prosecutors, Attorney Virgil Ligutan, so that we can have the records clear. Did I pronounce your name correctly, sir?
Your Honors, magandang hapon. My full name is Attorney Armando Virgil Discardin Ligutan, Your Honor, please.
And you've entered your appearance yesterday.
Yes,
Counsel?
Your Honor. Duly entered my appearance as one of the counsel for the
You
prosecution.
may proceed, sir. Call your first witness.
Thank you so much. Mga kababayan, we call to the witness stand the first
Ayan na.
witness for the prosecution in the person of NBI Senior Agent John Mark Santa Ana Calilo.
Si Attorney Likutan ang makipag-usap sa impeachment o sa
Kindly bring the witness to the witness stand. Please remain standing. Clerk of court is instructed to kindly administer the oath to the witness.
Please raise your right hand. You, John Mark Calilo,
I, John Mark Calilo,
do swear
who swear
that the evidence you shall give
the evidence that I give
in the case now pending
is in the case now pending
between the Philippines
in the Philippines
and Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte
and Vice President Sara Zimmerman Duterte
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the
So
truth.
help me God.
So help me God.
the whole truth and
Your
nothing
witness,
but the
counsel.
truth.
Thank you so much, Your Honors. Your Honors, mga kababayan, the testimony of the first witness for the prosecution NBI Senior Agent John Mark Santa Ana Calilong is offered to prove the following.
Si John
Number
Mark
one,
Calilong pala ang
Si
witness,
Agent
mga kababayan.
John Mark Calilong ay isang senior agent of the National
Isang
Bureau
senior
of
agent
Investigation.
ng NBI.
Number two, he is well-trained and experienced in the field of digital forensic examination, having undergone extensive training in the field, making him competent in identifying, preserving, collecting, and authenticating digital evidence. Pangatlo, si Agent Calilong ay bahagi ng NBI Cybercrime Division Team na inatasang mag-imbestiga sa mga pahayag at pagbabanta ng Vice Presidente laban sa Pangulo ng Pilipinas, unang ginang at dating Speaker ng House of Representatives sa isang online media briefing noong Nobyembre 23, taong 2024. Pang-apat, partikular na sinabi sa publiko ng Vice Presidente na may kinontrata na siyang tao na papatay sa Pangulo, unang ginang at former Speaker ng House of Representatives. At ito ay nakatatak na sa kasaysayan ng ating bansa bilang unang pagkakataon na ang isang Vice Presidente ay nakipagkontrata sa isang mamamatay tao upang patayin no less than the President of the Republic of the Philippines. Panglima,
Your Honor, may I object? Is this a speech or an offer?
Your Honor, please, with all due respect to counsel,
For the prosecutor may proceed.
it should not be a
May I register my continuing
There's
objection?
no proper ground. This is offer of testimony. Please hold your horses. Number 5, the public statements and threats of the Vice President were publicly live streamed and captured on video. Number 6, Agent Calilong is a designated agent on case for the investigation. Number 7, as agents on case, Agent Calilong personally conducted and participated in the cybercrime and open source investigation relating to the subject video and related digital recordings. Pang-8, sa takbo ng open source investigation na pag-alaman ng NBI na ang Vice Presidente ay nagpahayag din ng iba pang kahawig na pananakot sa buhay ng Pangulo. Kasama na ang sinabi niya sa publiko na minsan naisip niyang pugutan ng ulo ang Pangulo ng Republika ng Pilipinas. Number 9, in the course of the investigation, Agent Calilong duly identified, preserved, collected, and authenticated the subject video and other related digital recordings. And number 10, the last offer of testimony, Your Honors, Agent Calilong will testify on such other matters as may be relevant, material, incidental to the issues involved in this impeachment proceeding, and will identify relevant and material documentary and object pieces of evidence. That is the offer of testimony of our first witness, Your Honor, please.
Presiding officer will now hear the objection and or comments, if any, of the counsel correspondent to the offer made by counsel for the prosecution.
Your Honor, may we move for the exclusion of Agent Calilong for being being not previously attached to the Sabalia and Cabrera complaints, as well as exclusion on the ground that he was not included in the articles of impeachment transmitted to the Senate Impeachment Court.
Can I respond to that, Your Honor, please?
Counsel for prosecutor may do so.
Mga kababayan, in this stage of the proceedings, the prosecution is about to present a witness and the defense is invoking the facts that this witness is not listed as one of the witnesses in the Sabalia complaint. The Sabalia complaint already lived its natural life. Your Honor, this is the impeachment proceeding of the articles of impeachment filed by the House of Representatives. Sabalia et al. Is done. That should not be a proper objection, Your Honor, please. As to the number 2, I think the good counsel mentioned that it is not part, this witness is not part of the articles of impeachment. Your Honor, please, I have been practicing for quite some time. I don't see that.
Your Honor, may I allow to reply also?
Can I finish? It's not a ground. And in fact, Your Honor, please, to settle the matter, this witness is listed in the pre-trial order. The issue is settled. The issue is passé. No ground for objection. Let me proceed, Your Honor.
Of course not, Your Honor. There were no rulings.
Counsel for respondent is recognized for a final rebuttal on this issue before the chair will issue a ruling.
Your Honor, there were no rulings on the pretrial order on exclusion of witnesses. We have a current petition with the Supreme Court questioning the very actions of the prosecution to allow the presentation of evidence that were not attached to the Sabalia or Cabrera impeachment complaints would allow the House of Representatives and the prosecution to circumvent the very procedural abuse condemned in Stonehill versus Jokno and allow the violation of the respondent's constitutional rights as held in Duterte in the House of Representatives. Your Honor, the prosecution says the Sabalia complaints have lived and they died their natural deaths. However, Your Honor, this precisely does not cure what the prosecution did. This does not cure the violation of the rights of my client.
If I may, Your Honor, please.
The chair will make its ruling. The motion to exclude by the counsel for respondent is hereby denied. Chair cites Enrile versus Sandigan Bayan, which states that the prosecutors may add or rely on evidence during pre-trial even if the evidence is not stated in the complaint or articles because only a summary is required to be stated in the articles of impeachment in this case and or complaint and not a complete list of the prosecution's evidence and or witnesses. The court in general will not shackle the prosecution by limiting it to the evidence mentioned in the information and or the articles, especially when it is mentioned in the pre-trial brief, not only order but brief of the counsel for prosecutors. But in relation to this witness, even if you will do cross, you can register your continuing objection, counsel for respondent.
We are registering it, Your Honor, please.
So noted. Counsel for the prosecution may proceed.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. John Mark Calilum.
Your Honor, may I register my objections to the purposes?
Your Honor, please, I think the purposes must be specified. What are your objections?
Exactly,
On what
Your Honor.
grounds?
May I be
You
allowed?
may comment on the offer of the testimony of this witness for the record.
Your Honor, for the purpose number 3, this is a conclusion of fact and law. For the fourth purpose, it is also a conclusion of fact and law. And the 8th purpose, it is a conclusion of fact and law.
Mr. President,
Counsel for respondent, before we, yes, Senator Judge Cayetano.
Yeah.
Pia.
I would just like the defense, when you say item number 3, can you repeat what it is? Because I'm trying to follow exactly what your objection is. So either you say it or he repeats it so we can follow.
I was about to do that actually.
Thank you.
Item number 3 in the offer of this witness is that the NBI agent being presented is part of its cybercrime unit that investigated this matter. That's what you're referring to as a conclusion of law, counsel?
Sorry,
Perhaps number 4.
number 4, Your Honor.
Yes, not number 3. So number 4 and what else?
Number 8, Your Honor.
Number 8 on other threats other than the video mentioned in the press briefing. Yes,
Yes, Your Honor. Correct, Your
Would
Honor.
that be all?
Yes, Your Honor. We will not
Sabi
reply. We will not reply to that, Your Honor, please.
Yes, please.
May I continue, Your Honor, please?
You may continue to present your first witness, counsel.
Thank you so much, Mr. Calilong. Reminder, nakikinig yung taong bayan, pakilakasan ng boses, okay? Okay. Mr. Witness, maaari bang sabihin mo ano yung pangalan, edad, at other personal circumstances?
I am Senior Agent John Mark Calilong, a Filipino citizen, 31 years old, with office address at NBI Philinvest Cyberzone Bay City, Papagal Boulevard, Pasay City, sir.
And Mr. Witness, reminder you may answer in Filipino or Tagalog or Filipino or English, okay? Mr. Witness, what is your occupation, if any?
Currently, nasa National Bureau of Investigation po ako. I'm an agent since 2021 and was recently assigned at Cyber Investigation and Assessment Center in April 2026.
Okay, you said that you have been an agent of the NBI since 2021, pero you were recently assigned to the Cybercrime Investigation and Assessment Center of the NBI. Now, ano ba yung position mo before you were assigned to the Cybercrime Investigation and Assessment Center, kung meron man?
In 2022, I was assigned at Digital Forensic Laboratory Division and in 2024 in Cybercrime Division, sir.
Okay, now, you said that you were assigned to the Digital Forensics Laboratory Division in 2022. Now, yung tanong, ano ba yung mga naging primary duties and functions mo bilang ahente ng division na yan?
In Digital Forensic, my primary duties is to identify, preserve, collect, analyze, and present digital evidence in court, sir.
Now, preliminary question, have you undergone any training as an agent of that Digital Forensics Laboratory Division?
Yes, sir.
Now, kung alam mo, ano ba yung naging trainings in that division?
I have undergone computer hacking for investigation training, mobile forensics, computer forensics, and photo and video authentication training, sir.
Okay, so the last part of your answer, Mr. Witness, you mentioned that you were trained, na sinasabi mo, into photo and video authentication. Now, specifically now, ano ba yung naging trainings in that regard? Photo and video authentication, kung meron man.
I was trained for 2 weeks intensive training in July 2022 by MaxCore Intervention, sir, in digital forensic.
Now, sabi mo, ano nga ba yun? 2 weeks of intensive training. Yung tanong, Mr. Witness, specifically, what happened in that you said 2 weeks of intensive training?
I was trained to perform digital forensics examination, sir.
Now, Mr. Witness, you tell the public, what is the objective, if any? What is the objective, if any, if you know, of that digital forensic examination that you said you were trained to do?
To present digital evidence, sir, admissible in court na ginawa ko na po multiple times.
Multiple times. You appeared in court multiple times. Specifically, how many times?
At least 30 times, sir.
And for how long have you been practicing digital forensic examination?
2 years, sir.
For 2 years. Now, let's go back, Mr. Witness. You mentioned that you were an agent of the NBI Cybercrime Division in 2024. Now, what were your primary duties and functions as an agent of that Cybercrime Division?
To investigate cases in violation to the cybercrime law, sir.
Cybercrime law. Now, Mr. Witness, you are testifying in this impeachment case proceeding trial against the Vice President, the respondent in this case. Do you know the respondent in this case?
Yes, sir.
And why do you know the respondent in this case?
Because she is the vice president and my team conducted an investigation involving her, sir.
So aside from being the vice president, your team, you said, investigated the vice president. The question now is, what was this investigation?
It's an investigation on the statement uttered by the vice president during an online press conference briefing dated November 23, 2024.
So, statements uttered by the vice presidents in an online live stream press conference held on November 23, 2024. Now, yung tanong, ano ba yung naging participation mo, Mr. Witness, kung meron man?
An agent on case of the investigation, sir.
Now, sinabi mo ikaw yung agent on case. Now, you tell the court, you tell the public, ano ba yung pagiging ahente on the case? Ano bang ibig sabihin yan kung alam mo?
It means that I gathered evidence necessary for the investigation, sir.
Okay, you mentioned you gathered evidence. Now, you tell us, what do you mean? Kung meron man, tsaka kung alam mo, ano bang ibig sabihin when you quote, gathered evidence, unquote?
It means that I viewed, identified, preserved, collected, and authenticated digital evidence in the course of the investigation, sir.
Okay, now, you mentioned you viewed, identified, preserved, collected, authenticated, sinasabi mo mga pieces of evidence that you found in the course of your investigation. Tama ba?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Witness, yung tanong is, ano ba yung mga ebidensya na nakalap ng inyong team?
One of the pieces of evidence that we gathered during our investigation is the video of the November 23, 2024 online press conference held by the Office of the Vice President, which was posted on the Facebook page of Harry Roque, sir.
Facebook page of whom?
Harry Roque, sir.
Harry Roque. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Witness, sinabi mo, you gathered. Sinabi mo kanina, pag sinabing gathered evidence, sinabi mo, you viewed, identified, preserved, collected, and authenticated. Preserved, collected, and authenticated. You mentioned the term preserved, correct? Mr. Witness, yung tanong now is, ano ba ang ibig sabihin when you quote, preserved, and quote the evidence?
It means that I ensure that the evidence will be accessible at any time, sir.
Okay, now, let's go to this video you mentioned. The video of sinasabi mo yung isang online media briefing ng Vice President noong November 23, 2024. Ano ba yung mga hakbang, kung meron man, na ginawa nyo to preserve that video?
The NBI Cybercrime Division, through me, initiated a preservation request po kay Meta.
Okay, you initiated a preservation request to Meta. Now, sinabi mo kanina na live stream yung subject video sa isang Facebook page ng isang Harry Roque, di ba? Now, yung tanong, why is it that your request was made to Meta?
Si Meta po kasi yung parent company po ng Facebook. At under po ng Meta, si Facebook, si Instagram, tsaka si WhatsApp, all requests on that platform will go to Meta po.
Alright, now, Mr. Witness, what proof, if any, do you have that you initiated a preservation request to Meta in order to preserve the subject video?
I have a screenshot of the preservation request, a screenshot of the webpage wherein I made the preservation request, sir.
Who took the screenshot?
I did, sir, and I used my laptop.
Anong ginawa mo sa screenshot kung meron man pagkatapos yan?
I first saved po yung electronic copy sa laptop ko, then printed it.
Where is this printout of the screenshot now?
Sinubmit ko po sa Committee on Justice of House of Representatives.
Your Honor, with the court's indulgence, may I move that this representation be assisted by co-counsel for the sole reason of facilitating the presentation of the documents to the witness, Your Honor, please. For that reason alone.
Sa Tagalog siya mag-aabot.
Yes, Your Honor. Siya po yung mag-aabot ng mga dokumento na amin pong ipapakita for the witness to identify po.
Counsel may proceed.
Thank you so much. Assisted by Attorney Stephen Magallon. Now, if this printout is shown to you, will you be able to identify the same?
Yes, sir.
Now, we invite the defense to also peruse the document.
Your Honor, may I request that one of our counsels be allowed to peruse the document?
Yes, one of the counsels for respondent may look at the document being presented to the witness.
May I continue, Your Honor, please? Thank you. Now I'm showing you. Defense, can we give the document to the witness, please? Your Honor, the document must be presented to the witness.
Your Honor, we
Give them some time to look at it, but is this one of the documents pre-marked?
Yes, Your Honor, please.
For the record, can you state the pre-marking of this document just so that we can catch up?
Much obliged, Your Honor, please. That would be P-Roman numeral 4-7 for the prosecution, Your Honor, please.
Noted.
Your Honor, may I manifest for the record that this is not a certified true copy?
Oh,
Noted.
Your Honor, can I respond to that, Your Honor, please? This is an electronic copy. The rules on electronic evidence says a printed version of electronic copy is an original. Your Honor, please.
Your Honor,
Counsel for the prosecutor, counsel for respondent did not object. He just simply made an observation regarding the document. So you may proceed as soon as the document is returned to the witness.
Thank you so much, Your Honor, please. What relation of Mr. Witness, are we ready? What relation, if any, does these documents have with the printout of the screenshot that you mentioned?
This is the copy of the printout that was submitted to the Committee on Justice, sir.
Okay, Your Honor, please, may I proceed with the next question, please? Question, Mr. Witness, how faithful, if at all, is this printout from the actual screenshots?
The printout accurately reflects the screenshot, sir.
And how do you know now that this printout accurately reflects the screenshot?
I compared the printout with the screenshot and with the web page of my preservation and found that the contents are identical, sir.
Thank you so much. Now, Mr. Witness, ano ba ang nangyari kung meron man? At kung alam mo, after you made the preservation to request to Meta in relation to the investigation you did on the Vice President?
Meta acknowledged our preservation request, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, please, the exhibits as they come, as they are identified by the witness, are also simultaneously being presented on the screen, Your Honor, please. Okay. You said that Meta acknowledged the preservation request, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, yung tanong ay ano bang pruweba mo? Kung meron man, that's in fact, Meta acknowledged the request.
I have a screenshot of the acknowledgement of Meta email acknowledgement.
Now, who took the screenshot?
I did, sir, and I used my laptop.
What did you do with the screenshot kung meron man?
Sinave ko muna po yung electronic copy ng screenshot sa laptop ko and printed it.
Where is this printout of the screenshot?
Sinabit ko po sa Committee on Justice of House of Representatives.
Now, kung yung printout ng screenshot ipapakita sa'yo, will you be able to identify the same?
Yes, sir.
Now, we are now in the process of showing you yung isang printout ng isang screenshots ng isang tugon o reply ng Meta, Your Honor, that is previously marked as Exhibit B-Roman numeral 4-8 for the prosecution.
Your Honor, may I have time to peruse?
Kindly show the document to one of the counsels for the respondent.
Sid, hi, Juanito.
Your Honor,
Yes.
we note that the IU-8 is not an original or certified true copy, and we object to the introduction of this and the identification of this.
What does counsel for the prosecution say?
Again, I reiterate, if it is a printout of the electronic document, the rules are clear that is an original, Your Honor.
Your Honor, if you look at it, there's on the bottom left-hand portion, there is a mark, certified true copy. This certified true copy would not have appeared in any correspondence with no reply at records.facebook.com. So it is not a printout. It's not an original. Would not reflect what accurately was printed out or appeared on the screen.
2
What does
points,
counsel for the prosecutor say?
2 points, Your Honor, please. Settled now, 2019, assuming that the counsel is correct. Photocopy now is considered as an original, Your Honor, please. And number 2, Your Honor, please. With all respect, presentation of evidence, objection to the admissibility of object and documentary evidence happens when the documents are formally offered in evidence. We are just in the process, Your Honor, please, of presenting this evidence. So therefore, the defense may object thereto when we formally offer the exhibit, and that's not happening yet.
Your Honor,
As the last point, counsel for respondent,
Thank you,
before the chair makes a ruling.
Your Honor, true that photocopies are now considered originals. However, the photocopy must be an accurate and exact reproduction of that original or that printout. This, Your Honor, may I read it for the record? In the bottom left-hand copy, it says certified true copy, NBI-cybercrime, signed Safira T, date 4/10/26. Is counsel for the prosecution telling us now that this marking came from Meta, the email of Meta, of Facebook?
Again,
Kindly respond, counsel, before the chair makes a ruling. I'm interested to hear your response as well.
I'm so sorry. Could you repeat the question, please?
It was rhetorical, Your Honor. He need not answer.
He was basically questioning the fact that if it indeed came from Meta and it's a computer printout, why the need for someone to certify it as a true copy?
I do recall, Your Honor, please, that was submitted to the Committee on Justice. Along the way, there was a need to certify that, Your Honor, please. But be that as it may, certification of a printout of an electronic document is not even necessary, Your Honor, please.
The objection of the counsel for respondent is overruled. But the counsel may proceed.
Thank you so much,
He
Your Honor.
may raise his objection at the proper time when formal offer is made of documentary evidence, and any correction may be made thereafter, or rather before that, by the counsel for the prosecutors.
All right.
Please proceed.
Thank you so much. Mr. Witness, you mentioned that Meta, you said, acknowledged the preservation requests. Sorry, Your Honor, please. I recall the last question. I have to proceed to presentation of the documents. Now, Mr. Witness, if this printout of the screenshot of Meta's reply is shown to you, will you be able to identify the same?
Yes, sir.
Now, what relation, if any, does that document have with the printout that you mentioned earlier?
This is the printout that I submitted, sir.
Now, Mr. Witness, Your Honor, please, again, as previously manifested, the documents identified by the witness has been previously marked as Exhibit P-4-8 for the prosecution. Okay, how faithful, if at all, is this printout from the actual screenshot?
The printout accurately reflects the screenshot, sir.
And how do you know that this printout accurately reflects the screenshot?
I compared the screenshot with the printout and the email confirmation of Meta and found that the contents are identical, sir.
Okay. Now, Mr. Witness, you mentioned that Meta quotes acknowledged, unquote, the preservation requests. Now, based on your experience, and if you know, Ano ba ang ibig sabihin kung yung Meta nag-a-acknowledge ng isang preservation requests?
Objection, Your Honor. He would be incompetent to say that.
Your Honor, please.
Counsel for the prosecution, what do you say?
Your Honor, please. This is an NBI agent that has been practicing digital forensics for 2 years, appearing in court for 30 times, and underwent training for 2 weeks. No other person in this room is more competent to answer the question than this witness. Let the witness answer.
Nevertheless, Your Honor, he's incompetent. He's not from Meta. He doesn't know Meta procedures. The mere fact that he's an NBA agent doesn't make him competent.
Can I reply to that, Your Honor, please?
Overruled. Chair will allow it. If the witness knows, he may reply. If he does not know, he should so admit also. Witness may answer.
It means that Meta have taken necessary action to preserve the evidence, sir, and assign a case number on it.
So took reasonable steps to preserve and assign a case number. Now, yung question now is, after receiving this acknowledgement from Meta, ano ba yung ginawa mo kung meron man, in relation to the investigation you conducted on the statements of the Vice President?
I further preserve the video and authenticate the same, sir.
All right, so you said
With the permission of the counsel for the prosecutors, Mr. Witness, what do you mean by Meta assigned a case number to it? What does that exactly mean?
It means that yun po, they have taken reasonable action. Yung case number po is for monitoring namin kasi multiple requests po from different investigation. Yung case number na yun for specific request po.
So pag may request kayo sa Meta i-preserve ang isang digital footprint o data, lalagyan nila ng case number.
Yes po.
Lahat ngayon na magre-request na i-preserve yon, ilalagay sa ilalim ng case number niyan yung mga request.
Hindi po. Per request po yung case number.
So each request will have a separate case number from Meta.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the case number for this one would be what?
916154, Your Honor.
Saan po nakasulat yon?
Your case number is 91, nasa upper part po, Your Honor. 91.
Ayun, 911654?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed, counsel. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mr. Witness, you said that you proceeded to further preserve and authenticate the subject video. Now let's go to that proceeded to further evidence. What does it entail, if any, and if you know?
It means that I further preserve it using a screen recording, open source broadcast software studio, OBS. I screen record what appears on my screen, the video, the online live stream November 23, 2024, from beginning to end, including its URL.
Okay, now, what about authenticating the video? Ano bang ibig sabihin yan kung alam mo?
After screen recording, there's an output video. I compared the output video with the November 23, 2024 video and ensured that the contents are identical. After ensuring that the contents are identical, I now generated a hash value calculation on the video to ensure that the video won't be tampered until presented in court, sir.
Mr. Witness, ano ba yung pruweba mo kung meron man that you authenticated the subject video?
I have executed an affidavit of authentication of digital evidence dated January 30, 2025, sir.
Okay, now, kung yung affidavit of authentication of digital evidence dated January 30, 2025, ipapakita sa iyo, will you be able to identify the same?
Yes, sir.
Now, in the process, the prosecution is in the process of confronting the witness with a document that is previously marked as Exhibit B-Roman numeral 4-9 and series, constituting of 29 pages, including the attachments. Your Honor, please, the defense is invited to peruse the documents. Okay.
Firma. Your Honor, we object to the introduction of this affidavit of authentication. This is not an original copy of his affidavit. This is not electronic evidence. And if you look at the affidavit, even the appendages, which supposedly consist of USBs and CD, there's no USB, there's no CD, and even the signatures are not wet signatures, Your Honor.
What is counsel for the
Your Honor,
prosecution?
please, we will not comment to that, subject to the proper response to that when the time comes in the formal offer of exhibit, Your Honor, please.
Your Honor,
The objection of the counsel for respondent is noted as to the admissibility of the offered document. However, as correctly pointed out by counsel for the prosecution, the proper time to object to the same and for the court to rule on it would be during a formal offer once the prosecution has already rested its case. Ordered.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. Please, Mr. Witness, what relation, if any, does that document have with the affidavit that you mentioned?
Your Honor, may I just make a quick manifestation?
Counsel for the respondent. Yes, you may, sir. Please
Your Honor,
proceed.
during pretrial, the parties got together and agreed that originals of the documents that were to be marked will be presented during trial. We agreed to expedite the proceedings. And now, what is happening is photocopies of documents that we want to peruse and see are being presented. So we object to this, Your Honor.
If I may, can I reply? Sorry, I'm so sorry.
The
Your Honor, please.
manifestation of the counsel for respondent is duly noted.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Please proceed, counsel for the prosecution.
On page 3 of the affidavit of authentication of digital evidence, may makikita dyan yung isang pirma sa ibabaw ng pangalang John Mark Calilong. Do you see it?
Yes, sir.
Yung tanong now is, whose signature is that, if you know?
This is my signature, sir.
Your Honor, at this juncture, Your Honor, please, despite the prosecution's understanding that a photocopy is now the original, is now considered as an original, but to address the concerns of the defense, Your Honor, please, I move
Permission to unseal the flash drive.
You may do so, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Because there was an objection, you ruled. You can change your ruling or we can appeal. But I'm saying I'm just one. So if everyone agrees na portion muna, I will submit to that. But if everyone else thinks na panoorin na yung buo, then baka I can appeal your ruling without voting. So I'm just bringing up this issue for expediency, but I leave it up to what everyone else thinks about it.
You know, Your Honor, if I may, we also move for the reconsideration of the earlier ruling of the Honorable Court.
Counsel cannot move for reconsideration of the ruling of the chair. Only a senator judge
Your Honor,
can do
may
so.
we
Counsel.
manifest that we would intend to present the whole during cross-examination, Your Honor.
Presiding officer declares a brief recess.
thank you so much, Your Honor. Can I go?
Then you can ask him na directly what part. So all of us want to expedite it, but let's follow the rules. So that's why I'm asking, has this witness this afternoon, I missed a portion because I have a headache and I had to eat before I drink medicine, but I was watching sa TV. But hindi ko pa narinig na sinabi niya to. Kasi kung hindi pa niya sinabi, Mr. Presiding Officer, can we just follow the rules and just lay the basis, ask him kung ano laman ng video, let him testify, tapos pag binanggit niya, then you can ask him, hindi na siya leading. But we shouldn't really ask leading questions because we'll violate the rules. So excuse me, but I'll just be very particular when it comes to the rules, and it's not against any group.
Senator Judge Cayetano, it will take some time before we can quote unquote appeal to the records. I'm trying to have them get it. But in lieu of that, that's why the chair tried to intervene. Can counsel kindly lay the basis for the witness to be able to identify the timestamp portions of the 2-hour video? Counsel for the prosecutors may proceed.
This will be quick. Mr. Witness, you said that your office conducted an investigation on the statement made by the Vice President dated November 23, 2024, correct?
Objection, Your Honor. Leadings. Your Honor, he's not on direct.
Overruled. Witness may answer.
Yes, sir.
Now, tanong, ano ba exactly yung sinabi ng Vice President nung araw na yan, November 23, 2024?
Objection, Your Honor.
Well, I'm not yet done.
Well, Your Honor, the bosses of the prosecution are very
Kindly
confusing.
let the counsel for the prosecutors finish his question
Precisely,
before you
Your Honor.
object.
May I
Counsel
ask
for the
also
prosecutor may proceed.
may I ask, instead of this, Your Honor, may I ask that the Honorable Court direct the witness to allow me to object before answering? Because precisely the questioning of the prosecutor allowed is there are many pauses, which it's confusing if he's done or not.
Counsel, witness even on occasion forgot what the question was because he did not respond to the question of the prosecutor.
Yes, Your Honor. So I just
Court will make sure of that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So kindly finish your question.
Yes,
if you want
so-
to state it again, counsel for the prosecutors.
Maybe it's the tone. I'll be quick. What particular statements of the Vice President on that day did you investigate?
objection, Your Honor. Vague.
Take it, counsel for respondent. A bit of patience. Let the counsel finish. I don't think he's finished.
The question is done. What particular statement on that day did you investigate? How is that leading?
Objection, Your Honor. Vague.
Okay,
Not
Your Honor.
leading.
Your Honor, please. Can
I didn't say
that,
leading.
Your Honor, please? Can I
What was counsel? What's the basis of the objection?
Vague.
all right. I will
It's a 2
indulge.
hour,
Your Honor, please.
36
I will
26
indulge,
minute
Your Honor,
video, Your
please.
Honor.
I will indulge. I will add these two phrases. It will never be. It will never be that. Now, Mr. Witness, what statements did the Vice President utter on that day, if any?
Your Honor, same objection. There's a 2 hour 26 minute. What?
Let the witness answer.
Counsel, this 2-hour and so minute video was done on the same day.
Yes, correct, Your Honor. But the question must be given with particularity.
If the witness knows, witness may answer.
Answer.
Witness will please answer.
Can I refer for my notes to identify the exact statement because I might said a statement that's not part of the actual statement.
Presiding officer will allow the witness to refer to his notes to refresh his memory. Go ahead, Mr. Witness.
The specific statement, quote unquote, yes, huwag kang mag-alala ma'am sa security ko kasi may kinausap na ako na tao. Sinabi ko sa kanya, kapag pinatay ako, patayin mo si BBM, si Lisa Araneta at si Martin Romualdez. No joke, no joke. Nagbilin na ako ma'am. Pag namatay ako, sabi ko, huwag kang tumigil hanggat di mo sila mapatay. Hanggat di mo sila mapatay sila. And then he said yes.
Please proceed, counsel.
Thank you. Now, in what particular portion of that video recording that you authenticated of that online media briefing on November 23, 2024, did the Vice President utter those words?
If I may, sir, I think we should include the question first. It starts at 1 hour and 15 minutes to 1 hour 17 minutes and 18 seconds, sir.
Your Honor, so the witness manifested as an answer to the question in what portion he said timestamps 1 hour 15 minutes 0 second to 1 hour 17 minutes 18 seconds, and we computed, Your Honor, please, it's a 2-minute 18-second portion of that video. At this juncture, Your Honor, please, bases have been laid. The nation can finally see it. The court will do. We move. That's 2-minute and 18-second portion of that video be presented at this juncture, Your Honor, please.
The Secretariat is instructed to play the USB given to the tech behind that was observed and witnessed by both counsels for the parties. Ordered. Kindly play the video.
Vice President, thank you so much nga po pala sa dala niyong kopya nung hearing na pumunta kayo for PRRD. Kami yung nasa likod niyo po, yung tinawag nilang bastos kasi po malaki. Congresswoman.
Kindly pause it. Ganyan ba talaga?
Your Honor, please, Your Honor, please, the witness said that he would like to include the question propounded to the Vice President.
So ganyan nga, hindi nalalakihan yan? Ganyan talaga? Or it will get bigger?
It will get bigger, Your Honor, please.
Okay, please proceed.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Nakakain kami. Ako po ay natatakot kumain ng pagkain doon baka mamaya. Ma'am, mag-iingat po kayo. Nasa teritoryo kayo ng kalaban. Nag-aalala po kami para.
Kasi sila naman sila talaga yung bastos eh. You read what you saw.
Yeah. Mag-iingat po kayo kasi sa dinami-rami po ng inyong mga pasabog ngayong gabi, it seems like marami po talaga kayong alam about them, no? Dahil sa pagkakasama niyo sa kanila during the campaign and during the 2022 elections. Baka po mamaya kasi totoo yung mga naririnig namin or yung, I don't know if it's true, na meron daw silang Operation Romanovs and baka bala kayong ubusin ang inyong pamilya dahil hadlang kayo sa kanilang mga balak in the future. So mag-iingat po kayo. Kami po kasi kami ng EDSA Friday Group, kami yung bumababa every Friday dyan sa EDSA because we believe yan yung tamang venue sa dinami-rami na ng problema natin. Ang kaya lang naman po namin gawin ay manawagan na bumaba na yan. Ano po kaya ang remedy naman ninyong mga nasa posisyon o ng mga kayang labanan itong napakarami na pong ginagawang korupsyon at krimen laban sa taong bayan? Ano po ang pwede nyo maging remedy para matapos na ito? Lalo't nagsisigaw na po ang taong bayan na mag-people forward.
Yes. Huwag kang mag-alala, ma'am, sa security ko. Kasi may kinausap na ako na tao. Sabi ko sa kanya, kapag pinatay ako, patayin mo si BBM, si Lisa Araneta, at si Martin Romales. No joke. No joke. Nagbilin na ako, ma'am. Pag namatay ako, sabi ko, huwag ka tumigil lang hanggang hindi mo mapatay sila. And then he said yes.
That's the end of that 2-minute and 18-second portion of the video, Your Honor, please. Pwede ba kita magpadayon? Can we continue?
Counsel may continue. May proceed.
Now, Mr. Witness, what relation, if any, does that video that you viewed with the video you mentioned earlier of the Vice President uttering that statement?
It is the portion of the video that I authenticated, sir.
Okay. Let's continue. What happened next, Mr. Witness? Kung meron man, after mong ma-authenticate yung subject video na yan,
our team conducted an open source investigation to identify previous statement of the Vice President that had similarities to the November 23, 2024 video, sir.
okay. Now, sinabi mo that your team conducted yung tinatawag mo open source investigation for any prior statements made by the Vice President against President Marcos Jr. and his family members. Yung tanong nga, ba't kailangan pa mag-conduct ng open source investigation for any prior statements na ginawa, kung meron man, ng Vice President against laban kay President Marcos Jr. at saka yung pamilya niya.
As part of our standard procedure, sir, kailangan namin makita yung full context kung bakit ito nagsimula. Kaya nagtingin kami ng mga prior statement made the Vice President against the President and the family.
Alright, now ano ba yung naging resulta kung meron man sa naging open source investigation nyo, Mr. Witness?
We identified a video, October 18, 2024, an online press conference held by the Office of the Vice President, sir.
Now, ano ba yung nakita nyo kung meron man sa naging press conference ng Vice President on October 18, 2024?
There were similar statements uttered by the Vice President against the President, sir.
So sinasabi mo na on that October 18, 2024 press conference, may mga nasabi din na mga statements yung Vice Presidente laban sa President. Yung ba sinasabi mo, di ba?
Yes, sir.
Now yung tanong is, ano ba yung naging mga parehong statements ng Vice President sa araw na yan, October 18, 2024?
To set the exact statement, may I refer to my investigator's notes, sir?
Move, Your Honor, that this witness be allowed to peruse his notes to answer the question as to ano ba yung naging exact statement ng Vice President on October 18, 2024, Your Honor, please.
Witness may confer with his notes.
Quote and quote, gusto ko tanggalin yung ulo niya ba? I just imagine myself cutting his head.
Wait, so sinabi ng Vice President, gusto kong tanggalin ng ulo niya, I imagine myself cutting his head. Now, ano pa yung naging statement kung meron ba?
Gusto kong
So
tanggalin yung ulo
doon
niya ba?
na-realize ko, toxic na, di ba? Ganyan na yung imagination mo. Sinasakal mo na yung tao. And then, I said this is over.
Alright, kung meron pa, ano pa yung naging statement ng Vice President sa araw na yan?
Hindi marunong maging presidente ang nakaupo. Kasalanan ko ba yun?
Kung meron pa, ano pa yung naging statement ng Vice Presidente sa araw na yan?
Hindi ko alam. Pero isang beses, sinabihan ko talaga si Senator Amy. Sabi ko sa kanya, kung hindi kayo tumigil, huhukayin ko yung tatay nyo, itatapon ko siya sa West Philippine Sea.
Your Honor, please, there's a manifestation of the good Senator Tito Soto. He did not hear the last statement.
No such manifestation was heard by the presiding officer. Council may continue. Please proceed.
Thank you so much.
Kindly stated for the record, Senator Judge Soto, apologies from the presiding
Thank you.
officer.
I did not get the exact words that were uttered during the last statement.
Will the witness kindly repeat his answer to the last question propounded by counsel for the prosecutors?
Yes, Your Honor. Hindi ko alam. Pero isang beses, sinabihan ko talaga si Senator Amy. Sabi ko sa kanya, kung hindi kayo tumigil, huhukayin ko yung tatay nyo, itatapon ko siya sa West Philippine Sea.
Huhukayin. May proceed, Your Honor, please.
Huhukayin.
Council may
Tapos
proceed.
itapon sa West
yung
Philippine Sea,
naging mga
mga kaubayan.
statements, kung meron pa ng Vice Presidente sa araw na yan?
Last statement, kung presidente nyo siya, okay lang. Ako hanggang vice president lang ako. Hanggang number 2 lang itong bansa na ito. Wala itong number 1 para sa akin.
Are these all the statements, Mr. Witness?
Yes, sir.
Now, proceed. Now, ano ba yung nangyari kung meron man pagkatapos madiskubre ng NBI yung mga naging statements ng Vice President nung araw na yan, October 18, 2024?
Like what we did to the main video, the November 23, I proceed to preserve and authenticate. the October 18, 2024 video, sir.
Again, for ano ba yung ibig sabihin when you preserve the video?
It means that I make the necessary action to ensure that the evidence will be accessible at any time, sir.
Alright, now, ano ba yung ibig sabihin? After mo ma-authenticate yung video, ano ba mo kung meron pa?
I saved the video on my laptop and on a flash drive, sir.
Now, sinabi mo yung flash drive kung saan sinave mo yung mga video recording mo sa mga naging statements ng Vice Presidente sa araw na yan. Now, kung yung flash drive na yan ipapakita sa iyo, ma-identify mo ba yan?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, please, we are now in the process of confronting this witness with a flash drive that is previously marked as Exhibit B14-11, small letter A for the prosecution, containing the recording of the October 18, 2024 press conference of the Vice President identified by the witness that is previously marked as Exhibit B-4-11 for the prosecution.
Permission to unseal the flash drive.
You may do so.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Manifestation, Your Honor, that the witness is in the process of checking the flash drive, mentioning cutting somebody else's head. Based on your investigation, kaninong ulo ba yung nire-refer ng Vice President na gusto niyang tanggalin?
The President, sir.
Ulo ng Presidente.
Yes, sir.
Mr. President, you also mentioned timestamps 1 hour 38 minutes to 32 seconds and 1 hour 38 minutes to 48 seconds. May we have that specific portion be played?
So, na-realize ko, toxic na, di ba? Ganyan na yung imagination mo. Ang imagination mo, sinasakal mo na yung tao. And then I said, this is over.
Okay. Then what about from timestamps 55 minutes 26 seconds to 55 minutes 37 seconds, please?
To elaborate po.
Hindi marunong maging presidente ang nakaupo. Kasalanan ko ba yun? Hindi. Ba't sinasabi ng mga tao, kasalanan mo kasi hindi ka tumakbo, ikaw sana yung presidente, hindi siya. But then I said, maaga ako nagsabi na hindi ako tatakbo for president. May madaming mga.
Okay. Now, what about from timestamps 1 hour 11 seconds? 1 hour 11 minutes 28 seconds to 1 hour 11 minutes 42 seconds.
Hindi ko alam. Pero isang beses sinabihan ko talaga si Senator Amy. Sabi ko sa kanya, kung hindi kayo tumigil, huhukayin ko yung tatay ninyo. Itatapon ko siya sa West Philippine Sea. Sinabihan ko si Senator Amy.
Thank you. What about from timestamps 1 hour 4 minutes to 02 seconds to 1 hour 04 minutes 16 seconds.
Ano yan, basura? Tatapon sa West Philippines Sea?
Ay hindi. Hindi ko na gusto. Kung presidente niyo siya, okay lang. Ako, hanggang vice president lang ako. Hanggang number 2 lang itong bansa na ito. Wala itong number 1 para sa akin. Yan.
Okay, may proceed, Your Honor. Mr. Witness, what relation, if any, do these portions of that specific video have with the video you authenticated as to the press conference of the Vice President on October 18, 2023?
Those video presented were portions of the video that I recorded and authenticated, sir.
Thank you so much. Mr. Witness, ano ba yung nangyari kung meron pa? After you authenticated, identified and authenticated the video ng Vice President on October 18, 2024.
We perform open source investigation to identify naman po yung mga naging responses ng iba't ibang tao in response to the statement of the Vice President po.
Ano ba yung naging resulta kung meron man sa naging open source investigation nyo?
We found that the President himself, the former Speaker of the House, and different governmental agencies made their statement po in response to the statement of the Vice President.
So yung Presidente, yung Speaker, former Speaker of the House, saka yung mga sinasabi mong mga governmental agencies nagbigay ng kanilang mga tugon sa mga nasabi ng Vice President. Now, ano ba yung mga governmental agencies na ito that you are referring to aside from the President and the former Speaker of the House of Representatives?
Good
the Armed
morning,
Forces
sir.
of the Philippines,
Yes,
the
good
Philippine
morning.
National Police, the National Security Council, and the Presidential Communication Officer.
Okay, now, nasabi mo na yung Presidente ay nag-issue ng kanyang statement in relation sa naging mga pahayag ng Vice President. Ano ba yung naging
Miss
pruweba
Plitz,
mo sa
hi.
naging
Good
statement
morning,
ng
Miss Plitz.
ng Presidente?
Missy Plitz.
I have taken a screenshot of the statement of the President on the official webpage of the Presidential Communication Office. And I also have a video recording which I authenticated wherein the President made such a statement, sir.
Okay, so nasabi mo, isang screenshot saka isang authenticated recording ng Presidente. Now, let's go to the screenshot. Sino yung kumuha ng screenshot kung alam mo?
I did, sir, and I used my laptop.
Ginamit mo yung laptop mo. Ano ba yung ginawa mo kung meron man sa naging screenshot mo sa laptop mo?
I first saved
Oligario,
an electronic copy po ng
Junior
screenshot.
Castillo, Siday, hello, Oligario Castillo.
Pinrint ko po.
Print mo.
Junior.
Now, saan na yung printout ng screenshot na ito?
Sinabit ko po sa Committee on Justice of House of Representatives.
Now, kung yung printout ng naging statement ng Presidente, sinabi mo, titled, Message by President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. is shown to you, will you be able to identify the same?
Yes po.
I'm showing you now a printout of a screenshot of the statement from the President's titled, quotes, Message from President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. and quotes, Your Honor, that is previously marked as Exhibit B-Roman numeral 4-12 for the prosecution through the website of the Presidential Communications Office. Now, question: what relation, if any, does this document have with the printout that you mentioned?
Simula ng alpan.
Your Honor, same objections to this printout. Yes.
May I know the
Your
specific
Honor, same objections. There is on the left, right bottom portion of the Annex Annex P-U-12, 12A, and until 12B, there are marked certified true copies from the NBI signed Safira T, dated 4/10/26, Your Honor.
Court made a previous ruling about this matter already, but the objection is duly noted.
Submit, Your Honor. Thank you. Mr. Witness, how faithful, please? How faithful, if at all, is this printout from the actual screenshots?
Printouts accurately reflects the screenshot, sir.
And how do you know that this printout accurately reflects the screenshot?
I compared the printouts with the screenshot and the web page wherein the message can be seen and found that the contents are identical, sir.
Now you mentioned that an authenticated recording of the president making a statement. You mentioned that. Now, yung question now is sino ba yung gumawa ng authentication na ito?
I did, sir.
Ano ba yung pruweba mo na ikaw talaga yung nag-authenticate ng video na ito?
It's part of the January 30 affidavit of authentication of digital evidence na in-identify ko po kanina.
Okay, Mr. Witness, ano bang ginawa mo kung meron man? Pagkatapos mo sinabi mong ni-record mo, saka in-authenticate mo yung video ng presidente na nagbibigay ng statement niya.
Sinave ko po yung video sa laptop ko and sa flash drive.
Oh, na-mention mo yung flash drive. Now, kung yung flash drive ipapakita sa'yo, ma-identify mo ba yan?
Yes po.
Now, Your Honor, please, we're in the process of confronting this witness ng isang flash drive that is previously marked for the prosecution as Exhibit B, dash Roman numeral 4, dash 13, small letter A.
Permission to unseal the flash drive, sir.
Witness may do so.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Continuing manifestation that the flash drive contains the recorded question directly. Mga kababayan, kailan ba naging normal?
Your Honor, this is no longer answering the question. We object, Your Honor.
The chair will make an equitable ruling in a while. Kindly let the gentleman finish because it's a senator judge asking a question of a party.
Your Honor,
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
kailan ba nangyari sa kasaysayan ng Republika ng Pilipinas na yung pangalawang pangulo ng ating bansa nagbanta, sinabi sa publiko na nakipagkontrata na siya sa isang mamamatay tao upang patayin ang Pangulo, ang First Lady, yung asawa niya. Your Honor, please, I think Attorney Season is making a scene.
Kindly wind up, counsel.
Your Honor, please, manifestation, I think Attorney Season gave a statement addressed to this representation and she walked out. She's now coming back.
Mr. Presiding
Counsel,
Officer, I'd like to hear the
kindly
conclusion
wind up
answer
and we will
to my
address that
question.
matter in a bit.
Okay, now Your Honor, please. Yung pagmamata ng Vice Presidente sa buhay ng Pangulo ng Republika ng Pilipinas, hindi po yan normal. Iyan
Ate
po
Hala,
ay
watching
unang
from
pagkakataon
Nigeria.
na nangyari yan, nakipagkontrata sa isang mamamatay tao,
Sara,
Your Honor, please, to do that.
watching from Nigeria.
Even without going into the question, is that a criminal act, Your Honor, please? That act, 110% sure, betrayed the public trust that the Vice President got
Yes,
in
you
the
are.
previous election.
Thank you, counsel, for
Salamat,
the
Counsel.
Salamat, Mr. Khalil. Salamat, Mr. Presiding
Chair would
Officer.
like to
Cesar Palacio.
remind my colleagues, the question posed by Senator Judge Risa pertains to the final question of this entire impeachment proceedings already.
Solid, pro
If that is an
BBM.
impeachable
Cesar
act or
Palacio.
not.
Thank
And
you,
since
Cesar.
we gave the counsel for the prosecutors, I think about 5 minutes, Chair would now like to be fair and hear the counsel for the respondent to discuss why it is not an impeachable offense.
Your Honor, may be allowed to do so after our cross.
After your
I would like as I understand it, I would like the Honorable Court to play back what the prosecutor said because it's very interesting. So I be indulged to allow to give my answer after my cross-examination.
the chair will allow it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
But you would have the similar and same amount of time given to the counsel for the prosecutors, again, to answer the reverse of the question, because statements were made by the counsel for the prosecutor, their conclusions of fact and law already, which should be taken upon advisement by the impeachment court because these were not evidence. but rather conclusions in fact and law by the Council for Prosecutors. Senator Judge Pia Cayetano is recognized. Ma'am, you may proceed. What's your pleasure?
Thank you, Mr. President. No, I would just like to manifest my support for the statement and observation of the presiding officer. That was like a closing statement, Mr. President. So, I don't
Pero
think this is fair
inamin ni
because
VP Sara yan, sinasabi niyan.
some parts are exciting, some parts are dragging. We're trying our best to be paying attention and what evidence, we have to fair the evidence before us, what is admissible, what is not. The official objections will come later. But when we allow this to happen,
Drama na naman to si Pia Cayetano.
so
Pag kayanin yan, iyak naman yan.
Mr. President, admonish us. Call us out if yung question natin is also not proper at the proper time. We may all make those mistakes. Even I may make that mistake. And I'm telling you, please call me out if I make a mistake and ask the kind of question that should not properly be asked by a judge at that particular time. Because it is not right. We must follow the rules. And I know you are being courteous to all of us, but that was a closing statement. And I also asked the parties involved. You have an oath as lawyers. Don't take advantage of the generosity of this impeachment court. I don't want to see this happen again. Thank you, Mr. President.
Duly noted and well taken, Chair, as I said, or as the presiding officer said earlier, reminded our colleagues with respect to similar questions to be asked in the future.
Your Honor,
may Chair would like to make a rule.
Naging pagbabanta ng Vice Presidente sa subject video. Ano po ang pruweba mo kung
To correct that mistake.
Council, do not.
Watching from Candara, Samar.
This is a copy of the Affidavit of Authentication of Digital Evidence dated April 30, 2026, which I executed. And
Patapos na rin
on
ito,
the
mga
annexes, on Annex B, there is a missing part. It may be due to, I can read some
So mag-abang-abang na naman tayo mamaya, mga kabayan. Mamayang alas 2.
Mr. Witness, when you say
hapon.
Annex B, you're referring to Exhibit
So tayo na po ay
B-4-25C.
mag-in hanggang sa
Yes, Your
muli.
Honor.
Mga kabayan, thank you
For
very
the
much.
record,
Good luck.
please proceed.